Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to give you the crucial context on fascinating topics. And today, we're diving into a real classic, Dashiell Hammett's 1930 novel, The Maltese Falcon. So our mission here is to unpack, well, three main things. That groundbreaking hard-boiled style, the twisty plot with its famous MacGuffin, and its surprisingly complicated legacy in film.
Yeah, and it's important to remember where this story came from. It wasn't, written as a fancy novel initially. It started as a serial in Black Mask magazine back in 1929. That's like the birthplace of the hard-boiled genre. And that gritty origin, it really shapes everything, the mood, Spade's whole moral compass, or lack thereof.
Okay, let's start with the style then, because it's pretty
Cool.
revolutionary, right? The whole book is told in this external third person. You literally get zero insight into what characters are thinking or feeling. None at all. Just what they say and what they physically do.
Exactly. And that choice is, well, it's central to the whole point. Hammett forces you, the reader, to act like a detective. You're constantly suspicious, always uncertain. You have to look for gaps between what people say and do. Because the narrator never tips you off about who's lying.
And Sam Spade himself is defined by this perspective. I mean, when his partner, Miles Archer, gets killed right at the start, Spade's reaction is just cold, practical. He tells his secretary, Effie, to just get the name on the door changed. Samuel Spade. That's it.
Pure efficiency. Hammett actually said Spade wasn't based on anyone real. He was a kind of dream man.
Yeah.
What actual private eyes wish they could be. Not necessarily cruel, but just completely governed by this professional code that trumps everything else. It's survival.
Right. And that strict focus only showing action surfaces carries right through to the MacGuffin, doesn't it? The famous bird statue. Why is this black bird statue worth so much chaos and, well, death?
Well, first you meet the crew chasing it. There's Bridget O'Shaughnessy, this beautiful, scheming woman who first calls herself Miss Wonderly, which immediately tells you something's off, right? Then Joel Cairo, the sort of effeminate, nervous criminal. And the big boss, Casper Gutman, the fat man, always with his young, frankly psychopathic gunman, Wilmer Cook.
Bridget changing her name right away is just a great tell. Nobody is who they seem.
Exactly. And Gutman, he's the one who finally gives the backstory that makes their obsession make sense.
Yeah, he explains the Falcon was this incredibly valuable tribute, made of gold, covered in jewels.
From the Knights of Malta to the King of Spain way back in the 16th century. And this is the crucial part for the plot, they coated it in plain black enamel to hide its value during transport. So it's not just a statue, it's this legendary treasure hidden in plain sight that raises the stakes massively.
Okay, we definitely have to talk about that ending. It's just so, well, bleak.
Yeah.
After everything, all the lies, the violence, the Falcon they finally get their hands on, it's a fake, a lead decoy.
Yep. Worthless. Probably made by someone Gutman double-crossed earlier. The real prize just vanishes, maybe forever. But the real gut punch, the climax, it isn't even about the bird, it's the human betrayal. O'Shaughnessy finally admits she killed Archer, used Thursby's gun to frame him.
It's Spade. Even though he clearly feels something for her, maybe even loves her in his way, he turns her in.
He does. Delivers that absolutely brutal line, "I won't play the sap for you." It's about his code, protecting himself, maybe even some twisted justice for his dead partner, but definitely not about love.
And the final moments are just as cynical. Spade takes Wilmer's guns, hands them over. And then Wilmer, predictable to the end, shoots Gutman dead right there. Messy, efficient, in a horrible way.
Horrible, yes. And that core amorality is why the book was such a hit, but also why the movies had issues. Everyone knows the 41 Bogart film, which is iconic noir. But there was an earlier one, 1931 Pre-Code. That version was apparently so raw, so close to the book's grim view, that when the Hays Code censorship really clamped down in 36, they refused to re-release it, called it too lewd. It wasn't just sex, it was the lack of clear moral punishment that bothered them. Hammett didn't really do punishment, just consequences.
So what's the takeaway here? The novel basically set the template, didn't it? The detective whose personal code is the only law that matters, even if following that code means sacrificing, well, everything human, love, connection, just to avoid being fooled.
Absolutely. The Maltese Falcon gave us that archetype, the cynical, isolated hero navigating a world where truth is always hidden, like treasure under black enamel.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with. If you're forced, like Hammett forces his readers, to judge everyone purely by what they do and say, how much can you ever really trust anyone, even the hero, maybe even yourself?